I'm John Boy and I like rugby league. Welcome to yet again another instance of SRL action. It is my pleasure, as always, to be bringing you a clash between the Manly Sea Eagles and our good friends from Balmore, the Canterbury-Bankstown Bulldogs. A tale of two teams is all we have ahead of us today. The Bulldogs, well, they're fresh off a 12-0 upset win over the, well, at the time, league-leading Rabbitohs. The Sea Eagles, well, to say they got belt to ass last week is probably putting it too politely. They were absolutely ambushed by a ravenous Panthers side who ate them alive under the new leadership of Trade Bronzer Kahu. They found a way to exploit some very, very soft interior defence. The task ahead of the Sea Eagles is simple. It is to win, and to win with style, because that point differential is rapidly getting away from them. Hopefully, with 80 minutes of exciting running rugby league. As always, I'm joined by the one, the only, Liam Ryan. Liam, how are we doing, brother?
Yeah, John Boy, I'm doing great here tonight in Balmore. Obviously, it's not always great to be on the streets of Balmore, but yeah, nonetheless, it should be an interesting clash here tonight. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for these two sides to clash and yeah, see the Sea Eagles try and bounce back here tonight.
And yeah, that's probably the name of the game so far, is redemption for the Sea Eagles. The Bulldogs, well, it's been a tough old season if you're a dog supporter. Winning tight games just hasn't been there. I mean, you've watched Liam. I mean, they've lost, I think, the most one-score games out of any team in the SRL. And, you know, if a try goes their way, a bounce goes their way, they might be looking at playoffs. Unfortunately for them, the playoffs are now no longer a possibility, I believe. Barring some teams being disallowed from continuing in the competition, I think they need nothing short of a miracle to make the playoffs. The Sea Eagles, they're starting to get into miracle territory, you'd probably think. And the loss of the Panthers last week is doing them no favours in terms of point differential. I have the table up ahead of me, and the Sea Eagles sit a third bottom, actually. They're below the Bulldogs. And they've got a negative 66 points differential. So a lot to make up today, Lou.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously the Dogs, they're not too far above them. I believe they sit in 12th, if I am not mistaken. On 13th.
They are one place above the Sea Eagles, yep.
Yeah, so 13th. But yeah, they are very tight on the ladder, and yeah, there's not much in these two sides, but yeah, the Dogs probably have the form advantage at the minute.
Yeah, and you know, as we say, the full book with the SRL tends to go out the window when two teams play. I mean, last week, could you really seen the Dogs getting up over the Rabbits? Like, you know, it's tough. I mean, I think getting ambushed is an SRL specialty, but these Dogs, you know, they've got some fight in them, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they put in the park. As Rhys Davis will get us, well, it'll be a wobbly old kick. They don't defuse the Sea Eagles. Morrison picks it up early. No, he picks up just on time apparently, and it'll be a tap restart there from Bailey Wilson. It's Prakash, and Lennox Prakash will be looking for some rip selection. The inspirational vice captain for the Sea Eagles. They have some hard decisions to make moving forward in terms of player retention. Normally we get to the stage in the season where we play our favourite game, keep or cut, and should the score blow out towards the end, I think one of these teams may unfortunately have to be victims of the first episode of keep or cut for this season, Liam, unless you've played it beforehand. But it was a bit early to make a call previously.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the keep or cut, you might have to explain that one to me, but yeah, I'm excited to see it nonetheless, if one of these two sides is not able to compete with the other.
Well, see, it's our favourite game where we go through the team list and we suggest who would keep as captain and who would cut. And it's often very non-controversial and everyone likes what we say, as Beckman gets wrapped up. And I believe on our list, on a handy-dandy list of changes, we're going to see quite a few. Oh, the Bulldog gets absolutely rocked there, right straight into the arms of the Sea Eagles defence, or into the wings, I should say, and they get absolutely clobbered. But Beckman will be swapping in for Logan Seymour at the back. Colin Malou is swapping with O'Air. So that there's Aaron shifting inside. I know outside, I suppose, as Logan Seymour goes in the dart and he gives it away. Logan, just not the ball security you need. But it'll be O'Air going to his left a bit to play 7. Malou, I believe, is shifting it to hooker. And then O'Air will resume the playmaking duties at 1 at halftime. So yeah, quite a few changes for Sea Eagles. I'm sure our recorder loves that. There's Jackson Remy now, shy of the halfway line. And Liam, it's been a bit of a nothing first 7 minutes in this ball game.
Yeah, definitely. I think that there's been a lot of errors from both of these two sides, particularly in the last couple of minutes. Yeah, the Sea Eagles got the ball back off a great intercept from Aaron Hunter, but then they just turned it back over with a forward pass, which not sure I agreed with. I thought it was line ball, but yeah, both sides are just making too many errors at the minute, and yeah, the Dogs, they're trying to fight their way into some good attacking opportunity.
Yeah, and look, the Dogs have probably their attack hasn't been where it's needed to be this season. It's not been the defense has let the Dogs down, funnily enough. It's just been key moments, maybe playmakers being a bit green. I mean, Reece Davis is a first-year play. Well, they're all first-year playmakers, but in terms of like SRL experience, um, Ruben Mobbs is a very good captain, and I trust him to turn the ship around. It is looking like this is not going to be their season. And the math for them is they need to win every single game by at least like 50 points and like that to have a realistic shot. Making the playoffs, or like 30, 40 points, and even then they'd need other teams to lose heavily, bordering on 50-point scores themselves to make the playoffs. So a lot to play for, I suppose. But more importantly, Liam, I guess pride, just to finish the season off on a high note.
Yeah, definitely. I think that it's a thing of consolation, you would have to say, for both of these sides because
get
yeah,
out of the way.
Oh, that's not good enough.
No, the Seagulls, they blunder on the last tackle, and that's probably why they find themselves in the dire straits that they are in currently. That those options, as a stray bulldog nearly clobbers the ball with his face. But the options just haven't been there, and last week probably encapsulated what has been a very frustrating season, a season of highs and pretty low lows for the Seagulls. They're better than what they showed. As they go left now. Jackson Remy up over the 40. The Bulldogs. Third tackle now. They could really, if they make something of this set and Ruben Mobbs, that's exactly where you want to go. Go forward. He pushes about 5 meters. The Dogs, they're attacking here. So yeah, he goes up from dummy. He'll get up over the 22, give or take. The Bulldogs, they spread the ball beautifully, actually, but it's Iongi who can't slip the last man tackle, and I think it might be Morrison who's made that tackle to stop it. Buller dishes to Square Junior. Square Marcus Square. He'll get up to the 20. He's an interesting one to look at for Pacific All-Star selection, Marcus. Obviously, he's got the build, but I don't think form's really been in his favour so far this season. Seagull, they're just battling right now. The Dogs trying to just, constrict and prevent momentum generating. It's, momentum's one hell of a thing in the SRL, as you well know, Liam. Oh! Poor. Absolutely poor from the Bulldogs, and they've just relieved pressure, Liam.
Yeah, they have. They have just absolutely clobbered them, man. They've tried the strategy of you can't run without a head, but yeah, they smashed you. Yeah, it's a bit poor from the Dogs, but yeah, yeah, that was just a bit too poor from them, and got a tackle below the head, obviously.
Yeah, no, as Wilson goes from dummy, and the Seagulls now they could strike first here for Seagull. What a way that would be to start. The way the Bulldogs have struggled to score this season, you'd probably think that a try early could really, really hurt them. Obviously, it's never ideal to concede a try, but, especially this early. But the Seagulls have really struggled to get up over the halfway line. It's the fourth tackle now, but they started on their own 45. So they've already made, maybe about 15 metres by the end of the time Beck Goodwin's done getting up over. And the Goodwins have largely managed to stay relatively together. I think it's Beck and Brad. Or is Beck on the side? That might have just been Brad. It was just Brad Goodwin. No, it is Beck and Brad Goodwin, yeah. And I think Ethan plays for the Eels, if I'm not mistaken. As Jackson Remy. He's up over the 15. And the Dogs, they did well to weather that set. Really snipped the wings of the Seagull, so to speak. But as we reach this 15-minute mark, Liam, it does really feel like neither side is really taking the opportunity to arrest momentum or just seize this game for their own.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I think both sides, they're just struggling to really take charge of this game and really assert their authority into this one. I think their forward packs are battling hard, but yeah, there's been errors from both sides, and no one's really been able to seize those opportunities and yeah, really take authority within this game and take their opportunities.
And taking opportunities is how as Buller's met hard on a strong tackle. I think that's Davis getting over the top of him. You'd love to see that from your young half. But taking opportunities is the name of the game. If they don't do that, they'll find one of these teams is going to find themselves in an absolute hole. And it's a bit Goodwin now. She's brought down. Shy halfway line. It's to Jordan Lewis. And Lewis was recently announced as the Queensland vice captain, Liam, and congratulations to Jordan. Obviously, well deserving of the award. And we're looking forward to seeing what teams are announced in the coming days or weeks. I'm sure there'll be some smokies that we're not quite aware of that will be hotly contested in the weeks to come. But for now, we turn back to the game at hand, and Logan Seymour looks to dance. And he gets past two of them, does Logan, but again, the Seagulls are just happy to negotiate this kick return, and they do actually very well to just stop any trigger going, as Jackson Remy manages to phase through Seagulls defender and gets brought down on the 30. I'll tell you what, this game has been tough work to watch so far in this first 20 minutes, hoping for some action soon. Hoping it's not like that Seagulls-Broncos game, Liam, where no one scored until the 72nd minute.
Yeah, it's turning out to be similar to that game. Hopefully we're able to get some opportunities soon, and sides able to crack that defensive line, because I certainly do not want to be sitting here tonight waiting until that 70th minute for points.
No, we're not here for the Liam Ryan and John Boy podcast, as the Eagles make a bit of a mess of it, but Brad Goodwin cleans up. His feet are dangling very close to the touchline. Referee says not out. Probably a fair call in the end. Cody Ogg. He'll be one who's looking for rep selection. The edge has been very, very good for the Seagulls this season. Probably one of their best players, if I'm being honest. Jacob Morrison, speaking of the best players, he's been immense for the Seagulls. The inspirational fullback. He's probably no stranger to working with the likes of Prakash and Jordan Lewis. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they played for the Raiders in 1.0. Hunter now, up over the 32. And Prakash, he'll kick it now, and the lock decides to give a deft touch to Beckman, and this is the man who'll be coming a fullback. Beckman's met hard, though, and he's stripped by Kenneth Wall. Fantastic strip there from Nathan. The advent of the strip has been very, very entertaining, if nothing else, for the SRL. I think the referees have finally started to properly adjudicate it. Liam?
Yeah, they have been, and yeah, that's a great strip from Kenneth Wall. Obviously, not really expecting halves to be able to get that one out, but yeah, it's great stuff from him, and yeah, they are really starting to adjudicate it properly, and I think that there's nowhere near as many captain's challenges over the last couple of rounds due to poor calls from the referee.
Now, I would love some points here. I would love, and no, Buller's decided to go by himself. Just a waste of a set. It really is just a waste of a set. And most teams would kick there or put a bomb up, or try a set play. Instead, the Seagulls are content to go from dummy, and I think the Dogs probably take that every day of the week. Then.
Yeah, they definitely would, and I'm not sure if it's if it would even be kind to the reserve graders calling this reserve grade quality from the Dogs, or from the Seagulls rather, on their line. Oh, that's pretty poor as well from the Dogs. This might be harsh to even call it reserve grade quality, because those reserve graders are probably playing better than this.
Yeah, no, as a dog, Falcon from a dog gives the Seagulls a ball again, and this is where you need to make them pay for the Seagulls, because a team like this doesn't come every time. As Windmill Ski will push Windmill Skied. He's put on his back, and the referee will check this. I don't think there's a need to check this. It's pretty evidently not a try. And yep, it is double, triple not a try. I'm checking. There's no magical grounding there, I don't think. Until after the play's blown dead, at least. And the referee does confirm, or the team owner in the bunker, sorry, does confirm. No try. They'll try the blindside of the Seagulls. And I actually quite like the thing there, but Buller, unfortunately, Benji, he's met strong by I think that's Davis again. Maurice Davis, I believe. His brother Jet plays for the Dogs. And the Seagulls will get close here through Hunter, but he just doesn't get to the line like he probably needed to there. And they're going to grub her here. You just get the sense that it tries a little blooming. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on there. I think it's no try. But Morrison has gone a finger there.
Ooh.
I'd love another replay.
We need another angle.
Jedi force palmed that. I don't think he's grounded that.
You'd think not.
Yeah, good call. Good call. And Morrison, he kind of had more time than I think he realised there, Liam.
Yeah, he definitely had more time there than he thought. I think he could have got up and tried to ground it standing rather than trying to or get his arm out reach for the ball and ground it there. But yeah, he fouled miserably at that. His hand kind of got it, and yeah, he knocked it on as a result. But yeah, that's just a fouled opportunity yet again from the Seagulls, and yeah, you have to think that these lack of ability to take their opportunities so far is going to hurt them at some point.
You'd imagine it would, because right now they're being gifted chances to score and they just refuse to make the most of it. The Bulldogs, well, with 40 minutes of the half, they probably count themselves lucky not to be down by 2 tries right now, Liam.
Yeah, they probably are, because they've had to defend a fair bit of chances from the Seagulls attack so far. But yeah, they've done a good job on their line, although it probably hasn't been great stuff from the Seagulls so far.
Yeah.
But they've done a decent job to be able to, I guess, hold them from the line and yeah, keep them to no points so far.
Yeah, it's a bit like a father like batting away his dumbass 2-year-old kid. There's not really too much effort involved here from the Dogs. And the Seagulls are very lateral at the moment, and it's shown in just the way that the Dogs have been able to control the line and manipulate them to areas where they want them to go, like here through Reese. He gets met by 2 strong Dogs, and they'll have to punt it. And if this is what they're like in attack, I would hate to see what they need to do if they go down, because the Dogs, well, they seem very content to defend the Seagulls' lack of energy on attack. And it'll be Iyongi who steps through one, but Iyongi, sadly, he's brought down on the 30. And we are staring down the barrel of a scoreless first half, Liam. As I say that, Ruben Mobbs elects not to go through a gaping hole. They'll go blindside here, though, and a cutout ball, I think, is looming. And that's exactly what will come. Iyongi, he cannot slip by, and Iyongi is dragged out, and the Seagulls have yet another opportunity, Liam. He's hoping to make the most of it.
Yeah, definitely. We get the pleasure of seeing the Seagulls go on the attack again here, and yeah, hopefully they are able to do a little bit better than their last couple of opportunities. But yeah, it's got to be said, the Dogs' attack so far hasn't been much better than the Seagulls. They just aren't able to make as much meters as you would hope, and yeah, they're just gifting the Seagulls chances. But yeah, they've got to take one soon, because the Dogs are going to have to improve in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the one benefit that we had was we get a little bit of a start, but we're back again. And I guess the one benefit for the Seagulls is that they really are tiring these Dogs, even if they're not having to defend too strenuously. This will catch up with them eventually with ball in hand. You'd have to think later in the game. As they kick it, and it's kicked dead, unfortunately. Oh, but Aaron Bickman's going to go. Aaron Bickman has space. And I hate to break it to you, I hate to say it, but someone call 111. There's been a robbery in progress, and that robbery is about to be complete because Bickman is going to score a try. He will go all the way. And just like that, Liam, we have our first points. Finally.
Yes, we do, John Boy. It's brilliant stuff from the winger. Aaron Beckman picks the loose ball up in his own in-goal and runs 100 metres, or 100 metres officially, but it's probably more like 105. 105, but they won't count the 5 from the in-goal, I wouldn't say. But yeah, it's a long-range try for Beckman, and yeah, he only had to step the one defender. I was surprised there wasn't more help from the Seagulls on the kick chase, and yeah, in the end, it was quite an easy try for the winger there, and yeah, he was in open space very quickly. Got to showcase his speed in open space.
100%. And look, we said that the Seagulls doesn't take much for you to go down by a try just through freak luck. And, I think it's a disservice to Beckman to say that was luck. He stepped the shit out of their fullback. But at the same time, you do have to wonder, when you let so many chances go begging, at what point does it start to become a real concern that you might not be able to work your way back into this game if you can't break their line at all?
Yeah, I'd have to agree, John Boy. I think it's definitely what's happening here. Like if you have that many chances and then you're just not taking them, it's going to bite you in the ass. You'd have to say. I think that's what's happening to the Seagulls. They've had like 5 opportunities on the Dogs' line and they just haven't been able to penetrate. And yeah, no matter how many chances they get, they aren't able to seem to score.
I love that kick, Reese. Oh, beautiful! Wow. In fact. And the Bulldogs. We talked about momentum, right? And the Dogs, they're riding a wave. Do Dogs ride? They're barking the wave? I don't know. Whatever the case, Rhys Davis is leading a momentum revitalization for this Dogs outfit. And the Seagulls, they looked inside, outside, I should say, to Logan Seymour. Logan scores. And just like that, it is 10-0. Soon to be 12-0, you'd have to think, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. Logan Seymour, the Dogs, they go bang bang. That's just a beautiful outside inside, and they set up Seymour one on
Oh,
one with
Jacob.
Jacob Morrison, and oh, he got absolutely sent
I
to
mean,
the shops there.
that's the
Oh,
second
that
time he's been dusted as well because he got
yeah,
dusted
that
first try too,
that's
right?
quite sad for him, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's those ISO players, right? They set up a one-on-one, and in SRL, most fullbacks are good enough to step you, like just out of your boots, without help defense. And as it turns out, it seems like the Seagulls, their goal line defense isn't too good. It's maybe just hasn't been exposed yet because they've had the Dogs, down on the other side of the field for so long. But I just steer down the barrel of 12-0 with 6 minutes to go in the first half. The Seagulls, I think they're slowly seeing this game just slip away before their eyes, Liam.
Yeah, it is. It's obviously they don't have the greatest goal line defense considering they conceded 44 points or whatever it was last week. But yeah, they've just had so much good field position that we haven't really seen it from the Dogs yet. But yeah, they really have to tighten their defense up, and they need to tighten it up soon because otherwise it's going to get out of hand.
Yeah, the Dogs, you could just see like that the poise from Reese Davis to consider where they were, launch a 40-20 kick, and then the next ensuing, I think 'cause he played the ball, I think. That's all Logan Seymour go over. Yeah, just the poise to be ready for it. Really does show, I think, the difference in execution between both sides. So get a flat ball there to Daly. Justice Daly gets up over the halfway line, dude. They're doing very, very well here, the Dogs. It's a good attacking set from points. Oh yeah, not quite as good a run, but he'll get another. He'll have what, 6 meters maybe, give or take. And the Dogs, it'll be down to Malou, and Malou, he's been good so far. He came from the Eels in a trade that sent Thomas Usher the other way, if I'm not mistaken. And he'll be another one that I'll have to look at for representative selection. Obviously, with the Pacific All Stars to be announced at a later date. There is not a lot of competition in the spine, if being completely honest. The edges, middles, and the wing fullbacks, we have a plethora of options, but pending what the other squads look like, I think the spine is our biggest area of concern. And so it's good to see so many players who are eligible for all the teams, Liam. Just, doing their thing. We have the origin period, not even like a week away, I believe, give or take. So it'll be very, very, very interesting to see how things go.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we've got a bunch of players in both sides here tonight that are really in contention to make a side, and they're really trying to finish up their resumes and yeah, just polish them up, and hopefully some players can play for their respective origin sides. Obviously, I believe Kenneth Wall will
Oh,
probably.
Roberts.
Oh, that's good tackle.
Yeah, Roberts gets dragged out there, and a strong two-man tackle the Seagulls. They recognise the fact that he's probably not the strongest edge player, and they get two in the tackle, and they force him out. But as you're saying, Liam, a lot to play
Yeah,
for these players.
it definitely is. There's both these sides. They have a lot to play for within not only for Origin selections and also for their own side, for their own sake. Obviously, the season's almost done, but yeah, they're playing for consolation, and yeah, there's a lot to play for individually with their motivations towards rep selections.
Absolutely, and yeah, actually, it's funny how quickly the season has really gone. Obviously, we started as Olga will push, and it's held up sadly for Cody. But yeah, it felt like it was on yesterday that SRL had just started up, and it's been a long season, but it's been a good season. I think the transition hasn't, the transition has been pretty smooth. You'd have to say that things up.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I think that there's been some growing pains for sure, but yeah, the season in its entirety, you'd have to say it's been a relative success. But yeah, I think that it will only get better as the
Oh,
seasons
what a kick!
go on. Oh,
Yes, he only diffuses it, but I actually didn't mind that option from, I think it was Hunter. And the Dogs now, they'll look just to grind the clock out. 40 seconds left, they'll take this. The Dogs, you'd reckon they probably could just defend this lead. I don't think they have to be too proactive. Oh, as a Dog gets fucking hammered off the ball. And they will have to defend one tackle. Yeah, one tackle here. And unless he grinds 12 meters, that will do us for the first half.
Hey SRL fans, want to support the league further? Join the Simulation Rugby League Patreon. Get exclusive access to additional content, early access to league releases and supporter-only giveaways and upgrades. Whatever you're looking for, we have something for every fan. When you become a Patreon, you're more than just a spectator. You're a crucial part of our team. Your support helps us keep delivering the high quality matches and content that you love, and it ensures that we can keep the SRL experience growing for fans of all ages. It's super simple. Head to our Patreon page, pick the tier that's right for you, and you're in. Every bit of support helps us grow and makes the SRL an even better place for everyone. Now, back to the game.
Bulavanake, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to your second half of this. This is one of the games of time. I think that's the best way to describe it. Two teams who have really chucked everything at each other. Unfortunately, it just hasn't been that much. The Dogs, well, they've stretched out to a 12-0 lead, akin to their ambush over the Rabbitohs last week, I should say, sorry. At first, it was Beckman who struck, almost against the run of play, you'd have to say. He ran 100 or so metres to make the Sea Eagles just pay dearly for a lapse of concentration, despite having probably a Lions share of possession, the Eagles share of possession. So that was unfortunate, and well, things only went from bad to worse in that first half. And after a Reece Davis 40-20, Logan Seymour, he crashed over, stepping the fullback, Jacob Morrison, to go in almost untouched, you have to say. Joining me, as always, Liam. You've crunched the stats and you had a look at the numbers. What do they tell us about that first half?
Yeah, I certainly have. And some of the key things I noticed was the possession was fairly even, as you mentioned. It was 48-52 with the Sea Eagles having the greater share of possession. Completions-wise, the Dogs, they had 10 out of 16 compared to the Sea Eagles with 13 out of 15. And one of the key things in that first half, the Dogs, they made way too many errors. 8 errors compared to 2 for the Sea Eagles. Yet the Dogs, they still lead us 12 points to nil. But that's a poor error.
Hammered, smoked, absolutely shellacked. As the Dogs, they force an error and and they'll get the ball right back. Oh no. This is what this game's been. As Jacob Morrison makes a great tackle there. He hasn't been at his best defensively as Jacob this game. And it's good to see him get one over the Dogs. But yeah, that has probably encapsulated this game so far. Is one team makes an error, the other team makes an error, and they kind of play error ping pong in an effort to out-ass the other team. Cody Ogden over the halfway line, and I guess what I'd really like to see from the Sea Eagles is just some directness in their attack and no errors. Directness and clinical and just, execution. Because at the moment, the Dogs, they're just running straight and they're pushing for 10 metres every carry, and the Sea Eagles, they're kind of just going between the tram tracks and they don't do too much with the ball when they have it. Kind of like to see it, if I'm being honest. They kind of went side to side and they'll stop. They settle with 25 and they can't really mount too much from an attacking kick from here. They might even punt the ball. I doubt it. But they'll hoist it, and this bomb is about 10 metres shy of where it should be. And while Cody Ogden makes a fantastic jumping catch, Liam, there's just nothing going on.
Yeah, there isn't. I guess we're just waiting for some action here. But it's a big shot. Absolutely smacked Dustin.
Dustin Richards cops some medicine. In fact, it's a seagull-flavoured medicine, I think.
Turn.
Jack McLaughlin, he hits a head up and is now to Ruben Mobbs, the captain. He's looking to inspire his troops to yet another victory. I think have they got 4 wins in the season, Liam? I have to double check that. As Malou, some indecision at the breakdown. And the Bulldogs, they're sitting on 4 wins so far this season. Been a tough old year. But a win here would stretch to 5, and all of a sudden, it's not looking too bad of a season with another win. There's about 1, 2, 3. At the time of recording, there's 6 teams on 8 points. So they could still make the playoffs. I suppose it's a technical possibility. But all I know is that one team is going to be properly, officially eliminated once it's all said and done by the end of this game, Liam. As we have an illegal ball strip. I'm sure we'll hear from Liam soon. But the referee, there's a challenge there. I thought it was a clean strip, if I'm being completely honest. I think Kawasaki was actually pro-lingered a bit much. But Junior Hallier, he gobbles up that strip.
The challenge is unsuccessful.
What? 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 I've broken down a little bit. I'm not sure how that was a knock on. That was clean as day. Oh, and the Bulldogs, they compound things now. They give away the error. I'm pretty sure it wasn't an error. But Liam, you saw that passenger play. What has gone on there?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what has just transpired in terms of what the referees called, but I thought clean as day that it was a one-on-one strip, and the referee has just disagreed entirely, and the bunker they decided to rule as what the referee saw. I'm not sure if it was a lack of evidence thing, but I thought we saw clean as day what happened, and yeah, that is pretty poor stuff from the referees. Yeah, unfortunately for the Dogs, they don't get the right call.
I'm not quite sure how he saw a knock on. If I'm being completely honest, I've no clue how there was a knock on. But we digress, and the Seagulls, they make it up to the 22, give or take. They'll have to bomb it again, though. And it's a better bomb, but not quite the... Oh, actually, it's not bad. Well, it's not good enough, as Beckman's driven back. He'll stay in the field of play, though, and there will not be a repeat set this time. 9 minutes gone in the second half, and now the team's really put a claim to this ball game. The Bulldogs, though, they're massaging a 12-0 lead, and they don't need to do too much, Dogs. That's the beauty of it. Is they can just defend their hearts out, and these sets, they are chugging through the minutes quite quickly. There's not a lot of stoppages in the SRL, Liam, as we well know. So, the clock is ticking steadily.
Yes, it is, and yeah, they know that if they just defend the next 30 minutes, they will win here tonight. But yeah, they probably do want to put a bit of attacking pressure on, because otherwise, I think that the Seagulls, as bad as their attack is, they probably do score if they just have to defend the next 30 minutes. And yeah, they'll get quite tired, I think, if they try and do that.
Yeah, that's it now. As the Bulldogs, they chase their kick and they'll start on the 40. I see the call that came to me. Right. Our real expert has called up and said that the referee is just blind. And to be fair, that's understandable. Yeah, that's not much to say. We've got an in-house rules analyst, Mustin, it's called Mustin Junkie. And he's just informed us that the referee has just missed the call. As Square Jr., he goes for a little bit of a canter. Has Marcus Square been rotated in?
Ruck infringement.
He has been, in fact. And the Bulldogs, they're lazy and they give away a 6 again. I wouldn't want to be doing it there on the 20. Not when you don't defend it so well. But Square Jr. takes another carry. Unfortunately for him, it's just not as effective as the earlier one. They go right now. Through to Prakash. And Prakash, he gets up over the 10. Go left here. To Hal Stewart. Hal Stewart will push Hal. But he doesn't get close enough, unfortunately, for the bench. I think it's 16. As Kenneth Wall will push now. Kenneth Wall, oh, I got excited for him and I thought I was going to see points. Unfortunately, they put him on his back. The referee needs to see the replay for what reason? He ends up on his back. Yeah, no try. As I think anyone with a working still eyes could have told you, Liam.
Yeah, that was pretty poor from the referee again, and I'm not sure what he's seeing here tonight, but yeah, we might have to investigate this referee, because he is certainly missing some balls.
Oh, fantastic. Square Jr. squeezes through. Oh, he is ugly. Wow, that is a chrome dome. That is a face only a mother could love. But it's a try I love. The Seagulls, they finally find some directness. And it's, ooh, is he not offside?
That looked a bit in front of that kicker by the time the ball got off the boot. I thought it was offside, maybe marginally, but I guess it was the referee called in line with the kicker. And yeah, nonetheless, they get the benefit of the doubt, the attacker. And yeah, as you said, Marcus Square, we do admire the bold heads in the SRL. Yeah, I know that John Boy may not love that head, but yeah, I certainly have admiration for him.
He is straight, like, scary. Like, mothers would probably have to hide their kids from looking at that cranium. Like, that's its own bloody gravitational well, bro. That's crazy. Anyway, the Bulldogs, they'll look to kick it off. And we did say that there is some hazard in sitting back on your laurels. That mainly that there's only one try separating them now. And the Seagulls, they're going to be running with a head full of steam after getting some momentum off that try. And if the Dogs keep on shooting themselves in the foot like they've insisted on doing so far this game, they could find themselves staring down the barrel of an equal ball game with still a bunch of time left, you'd have to say. And history tells us the Bulldogs don't do too well in 1-point ball games. Or any games, to be completely honest, this season. No offense, Rubes. As Jacob Morrison goes on to a gander. But that's the key, is that you just don't want it to be close for your Dogs, because they just don't do well in the tight, close games, Liam.
No, they do not. Their record in 1 to 8 games is pretty damn poor. I don't know the exact number it is, but they've probably only won maybe 1 or 2 games and lost about 5 or 6. So yeah, they really want to just keep this at the margin it is and hopefully extend on it and stop making errors.
Yeah, they've got that anti-clutch gene. They've got like that. It is like they're allergic to prosperity, which is because Ruben Mobbs is a very clutch captain. He's probably one of the best captains in the SRL. And I suppose it comes to a point where it is just bad luck. They started the season with a golden point loss, and I guess that's probably just been the trend since the season has kicked on. It'll be Cohen Malou now. He's up over the 40. And the Bulldogs, they get into the Seagulls territory, but they won't really threaten too much. Down to the wing of, I believe, Brad Grun. I knew that was going to be Brad, obviously. That's why I was waiting to see the name mark on. And there's a first receiver here, I believe it's Hal Stewart. And Hal Stewart gets clobbered. Absolutely smoked, does poor Hal. And that's welcome off the bench, young fella. I do want to talk about the Seagulls set right now because they're on their 4th tackle inside their 20. I think a 20-40 is probably on the cards here. Maybe give it a hunt to let them have a go. I mean, Kenneth Wall kicks it, and it's not a bad... Oh, it's a beautiful kick, actually, because that's going to go the distance. Like Moana, it's going to go all the way. And Bailey Wilson, he'll tap it because it's a 7 tackle sitting on the 35, Liam.
Yeah, that's brilliant stuff from Nathan Kennedy-Wall. We obviously know how good of a boot he's got, and he's just got the ability to do those types of things all season, and we've seen it continuously. It's just a brilliant kick, and it gets the Seagulls a great chance to level this game up.
And for the Bulldogs, you've seen the script before, and it doesn't end well for them most 9 times out of 10. Still, Bailey. He's milked that penalty well. I just don't know what the Dogs are doing. They're inviting a try here at this point, Liam.
Yeah, they are, and you'd have to think that the referee is about to warn them for a man going to the bin if they give another 6 again away, because they've given away at least 2 so far.
Oh, that's a good step from Og. He'll be held up there. And the referee's obsession with watching continues. I think this is what kicking is. But no. It is held up in the tackle. And we'll just resume the set here. And we're probably taking some momentum out of the Seagulls set. They actually were building quite nicely. I like the combinations. As Jordan Lewis, the captain. He's brought down. It's how he gets ball up to Al Stewart with a nice little offload. Oh, how? Been pickpocketed there by Jack McLaughlin then.
Yeah, it's just the story of the night for the Seagulls, just failing to take their opportunity again, and one-on-one strip. It's just poor ball security, and unfortunately, the Dogs. For the Dogs' sake, it's good, but the Seagulls just don't take their chances, and I think this is what's going to cost them the game tonight.
Yeah, well, if they keep on deciding to not want to score tries, they clearly just don't want to score tries because they are giving the ball to Raider Knots. As Alair has a pretty nice kick with the ball. Unfortunately, it's not going to go long enough. It's a Square Junior now. He gets wrapped up in the 25. And he's done really well there, Marcus. And this is really going to test the resolve of the Seagulls. They've been thrust back several times. They've fought hard, but you almost get the sense that they are being out-willed by a Dogs team that's got nothing to lose, Liam.
Yeah, they definitely are. I think that they're... The Dogs, they've played all right here tonight, but yeah, they've made so many errors that you just expect the Seagulls to have been in front by this point. But yeah, it's just disappointing for them. And their kicking game has been pretty good tonight. I think that they've just failed to take opportunities, and it's going to be what costs them the game if they lose here.
Yes, Kenneth Wall has his little dab over the top. I don't mind the attempt from Nathan, but it just doesn't quite have the angle. It's got the power, surprisingly enough, but... the Rhys Davis kick from earlier probably typified the perfect 40-20 attempt. Kasaka now, he's brought down on the halfway line. Up to Beckman, and Beckman, he pushes. He gets to the 40, does Aaron. And they're fighting hard here, the Dogs. They won't get an attacking kick. What they will do is ideally pin the Seagulls into their own half, and 70 minutes left on the clock. And 2 minutes away from their last changes at lock. Maybe the Dogs are content just to hopefully grind out a 12-6 win. Unfortunately, Jacob Morrison may have something to say about it. He evades one. He's brought down to 25. The Dogs. Up now to Sasa. Sasa gets Sasa, is what happens. I need a name on the man who's just been murdered in front of my very eyes, because that is brutal Stuart Susser. In fact, and the 17, I mean, that's probably why you don't want a young bloke running into the middle, because they're going to get chewed up by the forwards, gobbled up even by Daniel Hellier, or Junior Hellier, I should say. And Karsaka now, he gets used again, up over the 10. And we want to generate some of the momentum here with the Dogs. To Reese Davis now. Reese, he gets up over the 5. They could show and go here from dummy. That would almost end the ball game, you have to imagine. But it'd be Nate Roberts here, the makeshift prop. He's brought down though in a strong tackle. Or if he wants to check it, of course he does. Anything to get those SRL bets over the board. What are our SRL bets looking like today, Liam? So what are they looking like in general? What are our options for the bettors at home?
That's a good question here, John Boy. So this week we have we got one player to score a triple for Muzbet 1. Number 2's one of the recently announced Rat Vice captains to score. He's our bet 2, and bet 3. We've got some prime numbers here. So obviously, for our viewers at home, prime numbers we've got 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13, all to score a try for 200 coins you'd get back.
As the Dogs tip one up, and it'll be to Malou, who will push Cohen. But the Tongan representative, he's brought down a metre shy of the line. He doesn't really need to score. They just needs to pin them perfectly inside their own 5 metre line. And man, the way the game's gone, you wouldn't put it past Seagulls to make an error here now.
No, you wouldn't. I think that they have made so many errors in this game that they just shoot themselves in the foot. And what we said in the last couple of sets, they will just get on a bit of a roll and then they'll turn the ball over. So
Seagulls, that's a bit stuttery here. I'll pick. No pick. Sorry, they get an inside blitz. Quite a nice one to Bailey Wilson. But they'll go for 40-20 here, and I don't mind the... Oh, Jesus. And that has been the game for the Seagulls. It has been error-riddled, and just... Oh! That is 2 terrible kicks in a row. Who's taking that second kick? Because that is arguably worse than the first one they missed, Liam.
I thought it was the same bloke. I thought it was Hunter twice kicking that one. That was not great from Aaron Hunter if it was him on both kicks. I thought he would have fixed it up on the second one.
He had an opportunity just to readjust his aim as... Oh, Goodwin, Beck, she gets stuck in. She'll strip it off. I think it was Davis. Off Nat Roberts, sorry. Nat Roberts. Ball goes to Hamish Stewart. Hamish Stewart gets over the 22. To Bennett. And Bennett now is up over the 31. They're doing well here, the Rabbitohs, sorry. The Sea Eagles. On the 4th tackle, they're to go for 40-20. And Hunter's just inside. It's a floaty. It's a lovely kick, actually, from Hunter. But unfortunately, it just pulls up a little bit short. I didn't mind that from him, Liam. Like the angle was on target. It just probably lacked the touch of power.
Yeah, it was a good idea from Hunter. It was much better execution than the last 2 he had. He certainly just didn't get the distance on it that he would have liked. Oh, as we said, an error from the Dogs. Oh, that's more of the same from them. And the Seagulls are getting yet another chance.
And Reese Davis, he says, please, I insist you go score. And Seagulls, they will all do the best trying to make his wish come true. And Seagulls now, they go right side. They have a lovely shape here. And Jacob Morrison, he's a dangerous, dangerous man to have on the wing. Seagulls, they go up. And Buller now, it's Benji. He's been shifted into I think, a bench proper, I'll have to guess. Bailey Wilson now. And I think Jacob Morrison's screaming for it on the right wing. They will go left instead. It's a flat ball, and it's a drop ball is what it is. And unfortunately, I think Brad Goodwin, he gets set airborne by Dustin Richards. And yeah, I think they took the wrong option there, Liam, with Jacob Morrison on the right. I mean, there hasn't been someone on the right that dangerous since Mussolini, and oh my god, the Seagulls, they can't get out of their own way, and instead, the Bulldogs have a get-out-of-jail-free card, Liam.
Yeah, it's just been that was just a little bit poor, you'd have to say, on the last tackle. You would have thought they would have kicked towards the right and gave Morrison a chance, or at least Square a chance on the bit of the grubber. But yeah, they went the wrong way, and yeah, it didn't work out. But both sides, it feels like both sides are just shooting themselves in the foot. Oh, I thought that was another error.
I mean, it has just been that type of night for both teams. Unfortunately for the Seagulls, it seems like that Bickman try from nothing is what will cost them the ball game. I assume if there is still quite a bit of time, that's maybe about 2 test sets for the Seagulls, maybe 2.5. They're lucky. Flat ball here. It looks like a Seagull defender looming, but he doesn't quite get the pick. And this will be the first of their 2 sets, maybe 3 sets you'd have to imagine for the Seagulls. Oh, error incoming, yep. Junior Hallier doesn't get out of the way. Oh, I don't know. Is that Junior? I think it is Junior who doesn't get out of the way, and he's wrapped up in the 32. And that means the Seagulls, they'll get another chance then.
Yeah, they will, but it's probably a story of how they're going to mess this up, because they have been messing it up the last 20 minutes, and yeah, I just struggle to see how they're going to get over here.
It has been an masterclass from their defense, from the offense, sorry, but all it takes is a moment of brilliance. Now, where that brilliance is, I may concede it is hard to understand. But it would be quite Bulldogs them to be leading for most of the game, only to concede a last minute, try to equalise, and then concede also a field goal to lose the game. So we will stay tuned, because I wouldn't count the Seagulls out of it, especially when they're on the 8-metre line, and they've got so many options here. I'd love them to go left, though. Let Aaron Hunter grab her and cause some havoc there, and that's exactly what they do. Unfortunately, Remy doesn't get corralled, and you get up over the 6-metre line, and now the Dogs just need to kill the clock a little bit. Maybe run a slower set. What I know they want to do is not let Dustin Richards get forward of the playmaker and give away an error. But second tackle now, and we're just getting out of the 4th minute. Third to Remy. That's a fantastic carry from Jackson. They could even go for 40-20 if they get far enough. And they will. Yeah, no, they will, because Kyle Sarkow has gotten them to the 35. And it'll be, I want to say Oer, who's going to go for it. Oh, Jesus. Ooh. Wow, wow, wow. I'm out of words to describe how terrible that kick was from Aaron. He's struggled with the boot, though, so far this half, Liam.
Yeah, Aaron O'Hare, he just hasn't got that one right. And yeah, there's, as we keep mentioning, the Seagulls get yet another chance to equalise this game.
Oh,
but
jeez. Are they just going to go from dummy every time?
This is just poor, isn't it?
Yeah, that's putting it lightly. That's probably the most polite way I can describe whatever the hell I just saw was. Seagulls, they'll... Oh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh my God. I am short-circuiting at the moment because that is... Oh, Seagulls, here we go. Beck Goodwin, she strips the ball, and Beck has been their best player. By far, she's been their best player. That's like her second strip of the game, I'd like to say, Liam.
Yeah, Beck's been extremely good here tonight, and yeah, she's been just creating a lot of chances for the Seagulls, but their side's been blundering them. So it'll be interesting to see if they can finally capitalise on a chance.
And the Bulldogs, it would break their hearts to concede here, because I don't know if they recover. Oh no, Kenneth Wall's got a 1-to-1. He's tackled, he's wrapped up, and this... Huh? I was going to say this would probably define the ball game here. Kenneth Wall is, unfortunately for him, wrapped up at the last minute. No free. Lets them play it. And bomb, maybe? Oh, it's too sideways. That's ball game. It's too lateral. And the Dogs, they defuse it, and they're going to run out the clock, and they will emerge victors here. And the Seagulls, despite all opportunities, they will not capitalise, and this is the end of the line for the Seagulls, unfortunately, for their finals hopes. And for Jordan Lewis's men, it is going to be a season of what-ifs, because they are done and dusted for the finals. That is the final score, ladies and gentlemen. There's the Bulldogs 12 emerging victorious over the Manly Seagulls 6. And Liam, a defensive battle in that second half, maybe is the way to put it.
Yeah, that's probably the way to put it. Or you could just say attacking non-show, to be honest. Yeah, there just wasn't much attack in that second half. And yeah, there was just poor attack from both sides, particularly the Seagulls. As we look through some of these stats, obviously only the 2 tries to 1 here tonight. Possession was 55 to 45 in favour of the Seagulls, which really shown how much ball the Seagulls got in that second half, particularly on the Dogs line, and just weren't able to take it. 23 out of 31 sets. They were actually solid at better at not making errors somehow. 9 errors played 13. The Dogs had 4 more. Penalties conceded 2 to the Dogs and 1 to the Seagulls. And tackling the Dogs, they made about 50 more tackles. 60 more ish. Yeah, they had to do a lot more defensive work tonight, and yet they still made the same missed tackles. The Seagulls, they were about every way better in this stat sheet, but just weren't able to capitalise here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's the story of the game, right? As the Seagulls had all the possession, all the territory, and a lapse in concentration leads to Beckman running the length of the field, and that is the thing that separates those two teams, is the fact that they just couldn't capitalise when they needed to, and that's full credit to the Dogs for making them pay for their, costly missed tackles. But we'll turn down to the Bulldogs' individual stats. And while I will disclose that the run meter calculator for the SRL has been wonky recently, but I think that looks about right. Ruben Mobbs had a very good game, 150 run meters. He kicked the ball once for 32 kicking meters. He's got a try assist to the ball playing lock, and 31 tackles reeled off for only 2 missed is a fantastic shift in the middle. He's joined in the 100 meter club by 2 other Bulldogs, but it looks like Rhys Davis and Jamal Kasakau, both at 147 and 165 each. As we scroll down a little bit more, and 34 tackles on Cohen Malou is insane from a spine player. He'll only be about 5 off the record too. And Beckman apparently ran for 453. I do somewhat doubt that, so we'll call it even at 100 plus. But that'll put them at about 4. You don't really see that too often. Normally, teams that struggle to get up players over 100 run meters don't win ball games. But 4 players over 100 run meters was enough for them to see themselves home, apparently. And nothing else really stands out on the stat sheet for me. So, Liam, why don't you take us through the Sea Eagle stats?
Yeah, my pleasure, John Boy. As we look through, Aaron Hunter, 158 run meters, solid effort from him tonight. 11 kicks, 236 meters, maybe left a bit to desire with the boot. Had the try assist, converted the sole try tonight. Jacob Morrison played obviously 40 at fullback and then 40 on the wing, 122 run meters. Had 3 tackles, missed 4. Obviously got a bit hard done by on those 2 tries. Stepped quite badly by the fullback and wing combo for the Dogs. As we look down, Marcus Square, 110 meters. Nathan Kendall-Wall in the halves as well was solid, 162 run meters, 166 kicking meters. Made a couple errors, but I thought he was really solid. Bailey Wilson at dummy half had a night to be desired in attack, 101 meters. Had 30 tackles, 2 missed. Didn't set up a try, but yeah, there was just not much spark out of dummy half, I thought. And at the bottom, we see Lennox Prakash have 125 run meters in his 60 minutes tonight, with 2 kicks for 82 meters and the error. But yeah, there just isn't that many key contributors on this Seagulls side here tonight, John Boy, and that's probably one of the reasons they didn't win.
Well, when a team struggles for run meters like they clearly have, I mean, there's only one way it's going to end, right? I think a special note is that they had, I see 4 players. So the same amount of players over 100 run meters as the Bulldogs. No, they had 6. That makes it even more striking, the fact that they had 6 players over 100 run meters and they still couldn't get the ball over the line more than once. I mean, I said that their attack lacked direction. I probably just lacked shape too. Not direct enough, too lateral, and they paid the price. But that, I think, is all we'll have time for today. It has been a pleasure as always to have you on the broadcast. My name has been John Boy Maava, joined by my good friend, the one, the only Liam Ryan. Please take care, brush your hair, and we'll see you in the next one. Toodles.